bitches go.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Wow. Reports show that Tyson Fury could escape a Ukad ban even if they decided to ban him, because he wrote a letter to Ukad before the Wilder fight, they're saying, to relinquish his BOXINGEGO belt. So they're saying that little loophole may protect Tyson Fury. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. New media, digital mob. Let's get it. Now, before I get started, shameless plug. ESPN Plus, sign up below using my link. It might be a good time for you since most people are on lockdown. If I get locked up, don't let me out. They won't let. We on this quarantine thing. And if you need some entertainment, some serious entertainment, try ESPN Plus. Click on the link below. You can also get that if you don't want to just do the standalone and you need more content, because we have a lot of time on our hands, most of us. You know, hopefully you guys are being productive. But if you want to, you know, you can't just work. Missy me got that work. You can get ESPN Plus, Hulu, and Disney Plus. All three apps, one price, $12.99 a month. Let's get it. And it does help the channel when you guys click on that link, and it helps the channel grow in such a phenomenal way. Now, wow. Now, I've been covering this Tyson Fury, you know, story with the board gate, glove gate, all of this stuff. New media. We do it the new media way. We don't wait. We jump right in, dive in, Trey Songz style. We dive in. Now, it's not looking good for Tyson Fury. This farmer, Martin CAREFOOT, and I'm not even going to keep going too deep into it, because every time I make a video about it, I got to reset. So I advise you guys to familiarize yourself with the channel. We've been here for years. I've been in this game for years. They made me an edible. There's rules to the shit. I wrote me a manual, right? So the farmer said he took a bribe and lied under oath and wrote fake statements that helped Tyson Fury and his cousin beat nandrolone cases in 2015, 2016, right around there. He failed. Basically, Tyson Fury and his cousin failed drug tests. Tyson Fury, Huey Fury, and they had a weird alibi. They said they ingested wild boar meat that created this nandrolone. Your body naturally produces nandrolone, but the amounts that were found in Huey and Tyson Fury, you know, Huey Fury and Tyson Fury system, two different body types, family members related, but not, you know, not brother and sister or anything, different sizes, different weights, etc. They both had unacceptable, unnatural amounts of this nandrolone in their system. Tyson Fury ended up getting a slap on the wrist charge because Ukad didn't want to bankrupt themselves by pursuing this. So that's where we're at. Now it's about, you know, the mail's been on the story. Martin CAREFOOT, you know, in the middle of Glovegate, we hadn't even, all the floppy gloves, and people are like, what's up with the gloves? You know, people started examining this. This starts coming out. Now they're saying that Ukad may or may not look too much into this, because they're saying Tyson Fury, he has a way out. They said Tyson Fury basically wrote to the British Board of Control, BBOC, right, and has decided to get rid of his belt. Get rid of his belt totally, right? And now they're saying with that little loophole, he might be in the clear, where even if they did try to reopen the case or investigate or pursue, an 8-year ban wouldn't affect him, because he's, you know, effectively fighting in the United States of America. Looks really suspect. You know, they're saying he's rendered powerless. You guys see top stories. And it's funny, now you guys, when a situation like this, when a black fighter loses and there's a white fighter who beat him or a non-black fighter who beat him, now you guys see what's real in the game and what's not. Now you see new media, digital mob, we control the narrative, because what a coincidence. Nobody from old media seems to really in detail be talking about this. And if they are talking about this, or the Coon channels and stuff like that, if they are talking about it, they're somehow trying to defend Tyson Fury and say he's an honest lad and all this stuff, this, that, and the third. But it looks highly suspicious. An investigation is definitely warranted at this point. And they're putting on, new media is talking about it, collecting all the views. And we just want the truth. We want to know what happened, saying investigate this stuff. Won't. So obviously there's things at play where you see big companies or supposed to be boxing outlets that people can turn to for credible information, and they are refusing to touch this topic. Glovegate, not even look into it. Like, see, this is the thing. It's not even so much look into it in terms of guilty, but look into it to the point of these things are plausible. They won't even talk about it. They see it. It's like back in elementary school and you're camping or something and they said, oh, just ignore this person. And someone's like, oh yeah, you idiot, you moron. And they're insulting you. And they said, just give them the silent treatment. Just give them the silent treatment. That's what they kind of do. Old media is like they giving the silent treatment to real life issues. So that makes everybody, to me, look more suspect, because at a time like this where everybody is quarantined, there's not a bunch of new boxing news that is more popping and more scandal or more, going to get you more hits and viewership. They remain silent. So the timing is absolutely horrible, because we're at a time where, like, I can understand maybe, let's say Canelo got announced his next fight with Billy Joe Saunders and he was doing a bunch of quotables. Let's say Wilder Fury 3 got announced, or actually, I don't want to use Wilder Fury because it's, involving Fury. But let's say Teofimo and Lomachenko got announced and all this news was pouring in, or these training videos, or Floyd said he's coming back. I could understand at that point. But Floyd Mayweather has had recent tragedies involving the mother of his kids and his uncle, so we don't even know. So that if he comes back, that's his decision. That's postponed. So that's one major topic, one major player in the sport of boxing that, there's no real new news, positive news of his comeback or anything. So that's one big person. Manny Pacquiao, he can't fight. We don't know what he's doing. We don't know if he's going to fight Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia. We don't know nothing, especially with this Rona situation. So that's another major person. Canelo, we don't know what's up with him. He was supposed to fight in May. Now they said it's not happening in May. Vegas is shut down. We don't know what's happening with him. So once again, Wilder, using him. I haven't even heard from Wilder. Last thing we heard was the 45-pound suit, costume, excuse, won't. People talked about it. I ain't heard no Wilder interviews since. I don't know where he's at. He said he was going to Africa. The Rona stuff broke out. I don't know where he's at. He's just low key right now, like some people during this time. So what else is there for old media to talk about? Now you guys see what new media is constantly fighting against and fighting for, because this is at the very least, whether you think Martin Carefoot's a liar or whatever, how are you not talking about it? How are you not actually talking about it on your platform that's supposed to be, consistent and objective? And you're not even talking about, hey, this is a chart. Like, okay, imagine the news not talking about Harvey Weinstein going through these Me Too cases, or Bill Cosby. I would like to put the pudding, I did do it to the women with the quaaludes and the jello and the pudding, you see. I told him after we left the movies, we went to the bar. You see, had a couple fat tires and Stella, you see, drank a little beer. Bro, imagine if the news just said, Bill Cosby's a legend. He a sitcom legend. He America's dad. I ain't talking about none of this. Only in boxing do you see this. If Bill Cosby is just being accused, especially if it's a black celebrity, if he's just being accused of this stuff before trial and stuff, you're going to hear about it. You're going to hear about the claims and allegations. But even in a person who's non-black, like Harvey Weinstein, you'll at least hear about it. You'll at least hear these are the claims against him. Tiger Woods with the cheating and stuff. You at least heard about the girlfriends and mistresses and all this shit. In boxing, they want to give the silent treatment like people don't know what's going on. So leave it to new media. Now, the title of this video, I had to get that off my chest. So now you see who's real in this game when it comes to fair, objective boxing talk. I'm saying investigate this shit because in my honest opinion, it looks sus as hell. Old media is trying to act like they're like, you notice this is their little trick. They'll write positive articles. All this stuff is lingering. Look, I'm on Google right now. It says top stories. UK anti-doping, Ukad, could be powerless to ban Tyson Fury because they relinquished his license, basically. Fury's decision to return his license may keep him beyond Ukad's reach. Tyson Fury would escape Ukad ban after relinquishing his UK license. So once again, I'm the first to talk about this stuff, right? Platform, voice in the game, and I talk about everything, good, bad, or indifferent. Leave it to me. I talk about it. So we gonna talk about it. They're saying this loophole could keep Tyson Fury safe because he don't have a license right now in the UK because I guess he wrote to them. Says Tyson Fury, link in the description off the ball. It said Tyson Fury would escape a UK ban after relinquishing his UK license. So they're saying on a technicality or a loophole, since he's been fighting in America, he sent a letter or something saying he don't even want to have an updated BBBOC UK license. So guest speaker.
Tyson Fury is likely to escape.
I got my guest speaker in the house. Not now, Moneypenny. I told you, I'm like 007 when it comes to this. I got all the gadgets. Back to you, Moneypenny. I got Moneypenny now.
Tyson Fury is likely to escape punishment from UK anti-doping should a case against him be reopened. It's been reported that the WBC heavyweight world champion formally relinquished his British Boxing Board of Control (BOC) license prior to his victory over Deontay Wilder. Fury, along with cousin Huey, had drug tests show the higher than permitted levels of nandrolone. Those nandrolone levels were spiked as a result of the Furies eating uncastrated wild boar. They each received 2-year backdated bans and have obviously both resumed boxing since then. However, the farmer that provided testimony about the boar has since recanted in an article with the Daily Mail.
Oh my God, he recanted. He said, I was lying. I was lying to y'all.
Martin CAREFOOT claims he was offered £25,000 to provide alibis for Tyson and Huey Fury, but now says he has never farmed wild boar, castrated or otherwise. Should a case...
Martin CAREFOOT says he has never farmed wild boar, uncastrated, castrated, it don't matter. That's never been a part of his farm. So he says I was clearly lying. Oh my gosh.
Castrated or otherwise. Should a case be reopened against the Furies by Ukad, they could face added charges of attempting to tamper with witnesses. However, such bans would only be enforced if Tyson Fury specifically was under Ukad's jurisdiction. According to Boxing Scene, that no longer appears to be the case. Tyson Fury last boxed in the UK with his August 2018 victory over Francesco Pianetta at Windsor Park, and is required to renew his license every year. However, Boxing Scene claimed that the WBC heavyweight champion has not only let the license lapse, but prior to the win over Wilder in Las Vegas in February, he wrote to the BOC to formally relinquish the license.
Bro, it just said Boxing Scene, right? Boxing Scene is reporting, and they link to it, and I'll put the links to all this stuff so you can catch it. However, Boxing Scene claims the WBC heavyweight champion has not only let his license lapse, so his license is expired. His boxing license to boxing in the UK is expired, but prior to his win over Deontay Wilder, prior to his win in February, the rematch, it says he wrote to the BBBOC to formally relinquish his license. So he says, yo, I'm over here and I'm good. I don't want no UK license. Bro, why would he? Bro, he had to know this was coming. It looks like Fury has robbed the bank, bro. He has robbed the bank. Why? Okay, let's keep going. Money Penny. Hey, Money Penny, you got to calm me down. Hold on, Money Penny.
However, Boxing Scene claimed that the WBC heavyweight champion has not only let the license lapse, but prior to the win over Wilder in Las Vegas in February, he wrote to the BOC to formally relinquish the license. With Fury still in receipt of a UK license, any punishments that would come from a potentially reopened Ukad case would have to be enforced with the four main boxing governing bodies given the BOC's relationship with Ukad. However, without a UK license, Fury is beyond BOC's jurisdiction and other bodies are under no obligation to honor what is now a 5-year-old doping charge. Fury's next outing is set to be a third bout with Wilder either later this year or early in 2021. Subscribe to...
Wow. So they're basically saying he might get off on a technicality. They said not only did Tyson Fury let his license expire in the UK, which could happen, they said he formally denounced his BBBOC license. That's what Boxing Scene is reporting, and these other places too. Bro, this is serious. This is serious because why? Okay, letting your license expire, okay, it happens. But what a coincidence. Look at Gerald Miller, who failed a drug test. Same thing. Gerald Miller just failed a drug test, right? He was supposed to fight Anthony Joshua, failed a drug test. And then guess what? He failed a drug test and they didn't really get to punish him because he had no active license in the state of New York where the Joshua fight was said to take place. So he failed with all this GW 1516, EPO and all this stuff, the PED cocktails, multiple dates, multiple drug tests. Gerald Miller had all these things in his system and they weren't able to punish him because technically it's a technicality. They're saying technically he didn't actually have a boxing license, so he wasn't valid to box anyway. So had he not failed a drug test, Gerald Miller obviously would have got his license renewed to be permitted to fight. But based on that loophole, they're saying Tyson Fury could escape these charges, and this is the UK media as well reporting this. UK, The Telegraph. So basically, that's what's happening. He, played the game.
UK anti-doping could be powerless to ban Tyson Fury if it finds him guilty of fresh violations because he formally relinquished his British boxing license prior to the Deontay Wilder fight.
Now, if this don't ring alarms, then I don't know what is, bro. UK anti-doping, UKAD, could be powerless to ban Tyson Fury if it finds him guilty of fresh violations because he formally relinquished his British boxing license prior to the Deontay Wilder fight. So, according to Boxing Scene, which I'll link to all of this stuff. According to Boxing Scene, they have information that it says Fury had not simply Fury has not simply let his license expire. BoxingScene.com can reveal that he wrote, bro, Murder She Wrote, Angela Lansbury, he wrote to the BBBOC shortly before his rematch with Wilder to formally relinquish his license. So he has wiped his hands clean of boxing in America. Now this makes sense. Fury says he can't fight in the UK. Right? So all the British fans talking about, oh, Joshua, yeah, mate, bloody hell, that'll be a great scrap, a great dust up, right? Between Fury and Joshua. Not happening. Or if it did happen, it would have to happen in America or Saudi Arabia because he's banished his license. And if he reactivates his license and they do an investigation, then he's subject to their jurisdiction. And if this Martin Carefoot, if they thoroughly investigate it, bro, this is a mess, bro. Look, Tyson Fury, look, so now it's starting to make sense, people. The son, Tyson Fury, listen, bro, But wait, there's more. Smash the like button. See, the craziest thing about this whole investigation, I told y'all didn't want me to do this. I told y'all that. When Glovegate first came out, I played the background, y'all. I didn't say anything. I didn't care. I was just like, whatever. You know, I was like, people just crying over spilled milk. But then they got the boy, young Johnny Cochran, on the case. And now this is looking sus. So I reported about all this stuff. Fury on the road. Tyson Fury will never fight in the UK again and says fame is torture. So this was from February, before he fought against Deontay Wilder. So before he even became the WBC champion, we heard this. He said he ain't fighting he said they didn't treat me well over here in the USA. I get treated like a superstar. Blah, blah, blah. He said, so I'm not fighting in the UK ever again. Now there seems to be more to it. Now this makes sense why he would never fight in the UK again. Because if he fights in the UK again and he gets his BBBFC license reopened, then he's under the jurisdiction of Ukad, and he has a lot of problems on his hand with this Martin Carefoot dude resurfacing and now recanting all of his claims. Bro, if this don't look suspicious to you, I don't know what suspicious is. I really don't. So now everything's checking out. Boxing Scene is saying Tyson Fury formally wrote to BBBFC to relinquish his license. So that's why he wipes his hands clean of that license, because he doesn't want the license, because if he gets a license, then he's under the jurisdiction. Young Johnny Cochran. So now, because before I didn't know about Martin Carefoot or any of this stuff. None of us did, except for the parties involved. So I was like, why is he dogging the UK like that? I was like, this your king? This your king? So he say he don't want to fight for y'all because y'all had y'all chance. To me, that sounded weird. I'm like, why is he going in on the UK? I thought the UK treated him well after the Wilder fight and stuff like that. So I'm like, why would he say he don't want to fight in the UK no more? But now, with all things in perspective, I can understand getting rid of that license. Okay, so let's say I was from Louisiana. Let's say I was from that 504, you heard me? Etouffee, baby. Let's say I was from that 504, bitch, right? Let's say I'm from Uptown, shawty. Hey, say that little boy from Uptown, right? I was from Uptown, 504 New Orleans. I caught a murder beef out there, and I had warrants for my arrest, and I come and move to California. That would make sense why I would not go visit family or go back to Louisiana, because the spot is hot. And I know people who live that life, different things, and they have cases or warrants or certain things, even things like child support. You can't go back to Texas because your baby mama filed paperwork on you for child support. So if you go back to live in Texas, then they're going to garnish your wages and get you for that child support. You see what I'm saying? So now this is starting to make sense why Tyson Fury would say, I'm never going to fight in the UK and finishing my career as a UK gypsy in America. Before I didn't really understand why that made sense. Now, this is making some more sense. Tyson Fury, Frank Warren, Daily Mail. Another aspect, young Ego Cochran, right? Actually, I'm not, this is the actual article. Man, this is going deep, bro. The other aspect that is interesting. So he said Tyson Fury, tell me if this team is something we should believe. Frank Warren column, Talk Sport by Frank Warren. Tyson Fury not bothered by Farmer's allegations. Okay? You see that? March 19th, it says, Frank Warren says Tyson Fury not bothered by Farmer's allegations. March 19th, young Ego Cochran. Tyson Fury not bothered. Tyson Fury upset Farmer. Watch. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Oh. Let me see if I can find it. It's going to be a minute. I know it's here. See, there's so much. This goes deep. Oh, I think it might be here. Yep. Boom. We got action. See, it didn't take me that long. Heavyweight champion Tyson Fury upset with claims he tried to dodge drug bans. So you just said on March 19th that he was not unbothered, but then you told the Metro in an exclusive a day later on the 20th, look, where is it at? Asked if Fury was upset when the claims became public last week, Frank Warren told metro.co.uk, yes, he was. So now you're saying he was upset. So how can he have these knee-jerk reactions? Okay, first he was unbothered, and then now he was upset. And this is who I should trust. He said he never spoke to the bloke and has no idea who he is. Bro, the dude said he talked to Team Fury and he did this for Team Fury. He didn't. He got drug into this. So who cares if Tyson Fury talked to him or called him on the phone? They're saying his team orchestrated this, which is a part of him. Like, you really want people to believe that your team is out here, you're the breadwinner, and they're out here doing stuff and you have no knowledge of what any of them are doing, and they're doing this stuff to clear your name. But beyond that, even if that was the truth, and your team was, sneakily talking to Martin Carefoot and getting him to sign paperwork and telling him to go along with it and blah, 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 then why did you have nandrolone in your system? Then what's your real excuse? If Tyson Fury, bro, this is bad. This is bad. Listen, young Ego Cochran, let's get it. If Tyson Fury had no knowledge that his team was working with Martin Carefoot to write statements and stuff like that, then that's neither here nor there, because why did you have nandrolone in your system? So what is your excuse? Okay, so I never talked to Martin Carefoot. I never told them to talk to Martin Carefoot. If that's your defense, then why were they talking to him? And what's your real reason for having nandrolone in your system? So if you had no knowledge that they were in conversation in concert with this farmer, then what did you think the reason for having nandrolone? So let me put this in perspective again. So even if Frank Warren keeps saying, oh, Tyson Fury never knew the bloke and he never met up with him, that doesn't mean your team didn't. But even if you use the defense of, oh, my team did it, I didn't know they were doing it. Okay, fine. So your team, without your knowledge, without your consent, went and solicited this Martin Carefoot dude and got him to write affidavits and official statements, paperwork. Even if that's the truth, then why were they doing that as opposed to going to the real source of why you have nandrolone? Or do you not have a source for having nandrolone in your system? So you're trapped either way, because even whether they did it against your wishes or not, that's irrelevant. It still doesn't explain why you had nandrolone. Okay, so you didn't authorize them or know they were talking to Martin Carefoot. Okay, cool. Then how'd you get the nandrolone in your system? Bro, this is bad. How did you get the nandrolone in your system? Because you didn't tell him to go through the farmer, because I don't know him, I never got meat from him, whatever. So even though they were talking to him, why would they be getting statements from him then? If you don't know, if nobody knows him, bro, you trapped. Young Ego Cochran, listen, the other issue is this. And you know what I'm saying makes sense. You know this, right? The other issue is this. This is Tyson Fury. So 1 minute he's unbothered about the allegations, and now he's bothered. So Frank Warren, this is him speaking. And I've talked about this in past videos. Everything is breadcrumbs. We have a paper trail and breadcrumbs of everything I've discussed regarding this case. And the worst part about it, I told you, don't insult me. Don't insult my intelligence. And people start coming in. You see them comments are slowing up. People are, oh, you just hate, no, you blacks, black people, You Wilder, he got whooped. You got whooped. You mad? He got whooped. You mad? A white guy won. It's not about that. It's about integrity, about a clean sport. So, Frank Warren, I got a letter last September from this farmer, Martin Carefoot, making all these allegations about Tyson Fury's Ukad case. In the letter, he said he lied and signed statements under oath, which is perjury. I wasn't involved with Tyson Fury back at the time of this case, but I asked Tyson Fury about it, and he said he never heard of the dude, never knew him, and that was it. The farmer promised that he said he was promised 25,000 pounds, so he was prepared to lie according to his letter for 25,000 pounds. We spoke to him and told him to go see UKAD if he got a problem. Now you see, Bill Duke voice. You know you don't fuck. You said go to speak to UKAD if you got a problem when you first heard from this Martin Carefoot guy during the Otto Violin fight last September. Now you see, young Ego Cochran, you said we spoke to Martin Carefoot, the farmer, and told him to go see UKAD if he got a problem. You said, I got a letter from this farmer last September. So you are aware of this. This is not like, oh, he waited 5 years like Frank Warren is saying. He didn't wait 5 years. He hit you last year trying to bring this to your attention and get his money and get resolution or let you know it was going to be a problem. So once again, let's recap. I got a letter last September from this farmer. We spoke to him and told him to go see UKAD if you got a problem last September. Right now, we're in the month of March. My birthday is coming up, right? So now it would explain what we're hearing from Tyson Fury currently. You told the man who wanted this money to go see UKAD last September because we ain't paying you or whatever, or we don't believe you. Now, Tyson Fury will never fight in the UK again makes sense. Now, fast forward to more modern times, the title of this video, UKAD could be powerless to ban Fury because he's relinquished his belt. So, looking even more suspect, boxing scene. But Fury had not simply just let his BBBOC UK license expire. BoxingScene.com can now reveal that he wrote to the BBBOC shortly before his rematch with Wilder to formally relinquish his license. Okay, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but I told you, don't insult my intelligence. So you mean to tell me this farmer reached out, confirmed, to Frank Warren and Team Fury last September with the same allegations, the same $25,000 pound argument, saying he was promised the money, never delivered, never received, and he went out of his way to protect this lie. And you told him to go see UKAD. But as a safety precaution, we now know you actually told Tyson Fury to cover his tracks and relinquish his BBBOC license and start a campaign saying he'll never fight in the UK again. And then now went to ESPN and had all of his fights set up in America so he could never fight in the UK and close his. He says he only has 3 more fights, right? His dad wants him to retire. Now all these things make sense. Yeah, I can understand trying to get out of Dodge and retire. I can understand never wanting to go back into the UK because you knew about Martin Carefoot and you knew it was coming down the pipeline. So the world didn't know about it. So you tried to protect yourself and get under the helm of UKAD's jurisdiction by relinquishing your license formally so they couldn't come after you. Oh my gosh. Your Honor, I rest my case. That's an episode, and I think that's a bloody rap. That's a bloody rap, man. This is, come on. I told y'all not to do this. I told y'all. Young Ego Cochran. So now the puzzle pieces are making sense to me. I can now see why you don't want to fight in the UK ever again. I can now understand why your dad said to just retire after the Wilder victory. I can now understand why you formally wrote a request to the BBBOC to relinquish your boxing license and not have to ever fight there again. I can now understand why you teamed up with ESPN, an American company, as a UK fighter and don't want to fight in the UK, and all your last fights before you retire allegedly are all due to happen in America. Okay, now that makes sense, because now they're saying that Ukad would be, through a technicality and through a loophole, he would be able to escape punishment because he don't have a license. And that's only in boxing do you see this type of stuff. Only in boxing. Because imagine if I get a DUI and I don't have a license. You don't think the courts are going to punish me because my license was suspended or expired and I shouldn't have been driving? Or I'll still get punished. So, this is the same thing kind of what happened with Gerald Miller. As I mentioned earlier in this, Gerald Miller was unlicensed on a technicality in the state of New York. So as a result, they just said, oh, we can't really ban him because he's not even technically licensed to fight here. So you notice Top Rank, the company that has Tyson Fury, they signed Gerald Miller. Top Rank signed Tony Yoka, who also failed a drug test also. And now Tyson Fury, who has this 2015 situation that is now resurfaced and coming back to haunt him through the form of new media and Martin Carefoot. That's my time. This looks very shady. You can say whatever you want. You can believe Tyson Fury is a saint, but it's just, this is too much. So I don't, honestly, whether UKAD researches him or not, I have no interest in what Fury does right now, because to me, that's just, you could get away with the tech. OJ got away with it, but a lot of people think he did it. You know what I'm saying? So that don't mean nothing. These loose ends, as far as I'm concerned as a boxing fan, if these loose ends are not explained, then I'm going to feel what I want to feel, and I really don't care. So good luck to Tyson Fury. Can't fight in the UK. And if he does, he runs the risk of them opening new charges against him for tampering with evidence. So good luck with him being an American star. Now, we'll see. We'll see what happens beyond the Wilder fight. We'll see if Tyson Fury, because if you have the complexion for the protection, they want to just sweep all this under the rug. But damn well if Wilder had this whole Martin Carefoot situation and Glovegate and floppy gloves and Nick Asbury and owed $1.5 million to his former promoter for breach of contract. This man has far too much stuff going on for this to be overlooked. But old media, they're going to do what they do. So we're going to do what we do. And they're going to just keep dismissing it. But it's over, bro. Unless somebody can explain all these loose ends. Why would he formally write to have his license? Like, if your license is expired, then it's expired. So you can't fight in the UK anyway. So why would you send a formal letter to let them know for a fact that you don't want to have a license? That looks suspicious. So that's, once again, I'm the trendsetter, never been better. And nobody is talking about the points that I bring up. If your license is expired and you just fighting in America and everything's on the up and up, okay, just fight in America with no license in UK. Why would you formally, because you're trying to wipe your hands clean and you don't want them to come after you, and his farmer told you basically he was coming after you, so you wanted to, I guess call his bluff. They should have just paid this man. That's just what it boils down to. But see, I can't trust no team like that. Bro, Fury, they said he got $70 million is his net worth. You didn't want to pay a man $25,000 at your team. Bro, that's some shady stuff. All this for $25,000. You know what I'm saying? That I can't even understand nobody like that. Like, I'm not saying you should cheat or go around, find these methods, but I'd rather have a $25,000 problem than an asterisk by my name. So if you were going to do the dirt, you might as well just see it through and took care of this 70-year-old farmer and just been done with it. But now it's come to light because you didn't even do that, bro. See, that's what I'm saying. You can't trust nobody like that. I can't trust nobody like that who gonna complicate their lives that much by starting something and not finishing it. If you're gonna do dirt, just do the dirt all the way through. This looks extremely bad. Why else would he need to tell the BBBOC, hey, I absolutely denounce my license. I don't want to if it's expired, you would have to renew it to fight there anyway. So if it's just about, hey, I'm fighting on ESPN in America, and that was the only issue, then it don't matter what happened with an expired license, because before your next fight, you just have to get it renewed. But if you went out of your way to let them know through written statement that you don't want a license, we see why now. Checkmate. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.